Peace. What's the word, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Friday, and y'all got about an hour or so to chop it up with the kid. Man, I just want to inspire y'all and talk about the power of visualization when it comes to achieving the goals that you have set in your life and why it's so important and why you should be practicing the art of visualization on a day-to-day basis. Very important subject matter today, man. And it's very slept on. A lot of people talk about it, but not many people actually practice this art and this science. Visualizing the goal, visualizing something before you actually receive it. Very important. Magic, peace, what's happening? Aaron, peace, what's the word? Magic for sure. Very powerful. Antoinette, peace, queen, what's happening? Slept on, especially when it comes to fitness goals. And I tell people all the time to visualize. If you have a body part that you want to lose it or you want to grow it, got to visualize it. If you want your legs to grow, when you in the gym, work out with some shorts on, and every time you squat, visualize those legs growing. That's how you got to do it. You want the stomach to get flatter. You want your waist to get more slim. Work out in a way that can expose that stomach, and then every time you do a crunch, every time you do a plank, visualize your waist slimming down. Very important. Leo, peace, what's happening? Visualize it. Whatever you're thinking about in life, whatever goal you have in life, man, you got to sit down 10, 15 minutes a day, man, and just visualize the result before you actually receive it or accomplish the goal. Visualize it on a day-to-day basis, man. Get in tune, tap in, put the emotion behind the visualization. That emotion, that strong feeling behind the visualization is key. But how y'all living, man? I'm tapping in a little too early. I'm going hard too early. Let me know how y'all feeling real quick, man. What's the word? What's the word? We trying to make things happen around here, man. We trying to manifest. We striving to create opportunities for ourselves, better opportunities. We striving to change our circumstances. That's what we striving to do. D, peace, what's happening? Magic, yeah, they use it all the time, man. Athletes, entertainers, all of these people. And that's one of the things that you will find out when you studying individuals. A lot of times, man, we act like certain people were born to do certain things, or certain people are just gifted and we just average regular people. Like, nah, these people that have accomplished some things in life, like they really haven't done much. They came across the same laws that we talking about, and they actually just implemented them. That's it. And they stayed committed and consistent with the implementation. No difference. They bleed just like you bleed. So you can acquire everything that they have acquired. You just got to stay committed and consistent when it comes to the process. The formula. Once you figure out the simple formula in regards to manifesting, you just got to stick with it. You got to do these things on a day-to-day basis. You cannot deviate from the process. That's all that these people have done. They stay committed. They grinding hard. They committed to that process. They committed to the daily steps that it takes to manifest, to become better. That's all that they doing. Shantae, peace queen, what's happening? Leo, there we go. Definitely staying out the way. Jose, I really don't have any feeling towards that. I didn't tap into dude, so therefore I don't feel any type of way. Obviously I don't wish death on anybody. So anytime somebody passes, that's all bad, especially when they were young. I never condone that, but I don't have any strong emotion behind that situation. So when I don't have a strong emotion behind the situation, I don't really too much address it and talk much about it. Eli, peace, what's happening? And also speaking on death, man, I don't know if you all tapped in in regards to like HBCUs, but let's say RIP to the young queen. What's her name? Orlana Miller. Tap into that story if you haven't tapped into it, man. Mental health is crazy out here, man. Mental health is real in the field. But if you're not familiar with the Arlana Miller story, look into it. Like, she was a cheerleader for Southern University, man. She ended up committing suicide, and she left this long and elaborate post on Instagram, man. It was like her suicide note or whatnot. She left a long, elaborate post on Instagram right before apparently they found her in the Mississippi River. So apparently she, drove off into the river or jumped into it, something along those lines. But she had enough, man. She couldn't take it. I think she was like 22. So RIP to the young sister, man, and condolences to the family on that situation, man. Mental health is out here, man. It's a serious situation. You never know what people are going through. And just because you went through a similar situation and you came through it doesn't necessarily mean the next person is going to deal with it or can deal with it the same way that you did. So we be judging people based on how they deal with similar circumstances that we went through, and we hold them to that same standard. It's like, nah, man, people go through things differently, man. People go through similar things differently. Douglas, yeah, shout out, yeah, RIP to Jewel too. Just a lot of RIPs out here, man. But I was just tapping into that story, so that's why it was like real fresh in my mind. So hey, shout out to the people that's going through something mentally, man. As y'all know, man, mental health, man, all of that, depression, all that stuff, man, is real in the field. And like I said, man, you never know what people are going through. You just never know. So that's why I'm always striving to speak positively or empowering something. I don't want to keep putting that toxic energy into the atmosphere because, like I said, man, you never know what people are going through, and you never know who's tapping in, who's watching, who's listening. Just never know. So the little ounce of positivity that I speak could be enough to prevent somebody from just jumping off the cliff. So that's why I'm always striving to uplift people, man, and speak that power into them, speak that life into them. Because, like I said, they could be just enough, that little ounce. They heard it right on time, and they was like, you know what? I was thinking about doing this, but now I'm not because I heard the little ounce of life that you spoke into me. I received it, and I accepted it. Jasmine Peach Queen, what's that? The CEO, peace. Shantae, you say, I think someone on my timeline. Oh, man, sheesh. Condolences. Khalil, peace, what's happening? Big Smooth, peace, what's the word? So we gotta get ourselves together, man, just mentally and physically. And it's a battle, man. So even like if you around people like that, if you got people like that around you in your inner circle, again, I'm not telling you that you gotta babysit these individuals, man, but just speak positively. That's it, man. If you got somebody around you in your inner circle that is dealing with something mentally, man, just speak that positivity. And I know it can be rough because sometimes I done been around people with some mental health conditions and whatnot, man. And a lot of times, like when you speak positively to them, they got to flip it and make it negative. I've been around, it can get rough sometimes. I'm not even going to lie. It can get rough. Even I've been that way. Every time you tell them it's going to be all right, they tell you, no, it's not. It's like, nah, man, just speak your piece and keep it pushing. You ain't got to argue with them. Speak your piece, keep it pushing. Because again, even if it seems like on the surface that they rejected that positivity, it's resonating subconsciously. So just keep planting the proper seeds. Keep planting them proper positive seeds, man. You just never know. You never know. Like I said, people can reject you on the surface, but deep down, it's still going to resonate. It's still going to resonate. We can't deny the subconscious effect, man. So just keep doing it. Repetition is king, man. So just keep speaking that life into people. That's why I do what I do. That's why I speak life every chance that I get. I speak health every chance that I get. I speak positively every chance that I get. That's resonating in y'all subconscious. So everybody that tunes in on a consistent basis, whether you know it or not, me speaking positively on a repeated basis is sticking. It's sticking deep down in the subconscious. Sherman, peace, what's happening? Big Smooth, everything is peace my way, man. We all good. Everything is peace. But yeah, man, we just gotta take care of ourselves, and that goes in alignment with visualizing. You are what you visualize. You are what you see. Like literally, you are what you see. They say you are what you eat, you are what you think, you are what you see, you are what you visualize, man. How do you see yourself? You know, that's what you are. And a lot of people don't have the best self-image, which is why a lot of us have mental health issues. So with visualization, visualization works twofold. You can visualize the future you, and then you also visualize the current you. How do you see you right now? And a lot of times you ask people to break that down. People are not satisfied with their lives right now. And a lot of people don't know how to get past the plateau. They don't know how to break through it right now. They feel like they stuck. They don't view themselves in the most positive light. A lot of people have a negative self-image, man. And if you have a negative self-image, guess what? The way you view the world is pretty negative. You know, so we got to do a lot to shift that perspective that we have in regards to how we view ourselves. That's part of visualizing. That's part of visualization. Again, just think about all the times that you're telling yourself something is wrong with you. You're telling yourself that you're ugly. That's visualization, whether you know it or not. That's visualization, whether you know it or not. You know, and a lot of times that's what we are putting out into the atmosphere. Negativity about ourselves, not about other people. We putting that out there too. We put negativity out about other people as well, but mainly we putting it out about ourselves, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Seventh wave, peace. What's happening? Oh, Leo, for sure. Indoctrination, like I said, and that's why we repeatedly, or some of us repeatedly, get on this platform and we try to neutralize it. We trying to neutralize the indoctrination because it's gonna be hard to overpower it because they got a lot of control in regards to these platforms. But we just got to do our duty to neutralize it. But we definitely dealing with a lot of brainwashed individuals, and the problem is the individuals don't even know that they brainwashed, won't even admit it. So they thinking everything is all good. They thinking that they got this free will. They thinking that they haven't been influenced and brainwashed, and that's their problem. In order for me to become who I am today, I had to admit that I was brainwashed. I had to admit that I was indoctrinated. That was part of the process. I wasn't going to be able to move forward unless I admitted that to myself, that everything that I believed at that point was a lie. I had to admit that to myself in order for me to grow and evolve. Most people don't want to do that, especially when they get to a certain age. They're not going to admit that the way that they are living is very flawed, is wrong. I had to do that in order for me to move forward in my life, in order for me to evolve and grow. That's what I did. I was like, dang, man, everything I'm subscribing to right now is a straight up lie and it's wrong. So let me search for the truth. So that made me more open-minded to what people were saying. So I listened. That's when I became a good listener instead of thinking I know everything. You know, I emptied the cup, as Bruce Lee talks about. I emptied that cup. I was like, man, I don't know nothing. You know, I'm starting from scratch. So I'm open-minded. So I'm just listening, man. I'm a sponge. I'm just taking in all type of knowledge based off of people experiences and research and things like that. But if I would have just been like, nah, I know something, I would have never evolved. I would have never evolved. I would have never grew. And I still got a lot of growing to do. Lance Peace, what's happening? Still got a lot of growing to do. You know, so on a day-to-day basis, I'm visualizing my best self on a day-to-day basis, man. My self-image is going to remain strong and powerful and positive, whether it be my current condition, whether it be my future self. It's always going to be a positive self-image there, man. I'm going to always view myself in a powerful and positive light. And everybody must do that. You must do that. You must do that. How do you see yourself? How do you visualize yourself? How do you visualize yourself years from now? You know, this is important. Like I said, a lot of people they feel like they stuck and don't know what to do. A lot of people just hating their circumstances. So what's the move? Visualize yourself out of that situation, out of those circumstances, out of that condition. That's where it starts. Eileen, peace, what's happening? That's where it starts, man. That's where the process starts in regards to you freeing yourself, liberating yourself from your current circumstances. It starts with the thoughts. It starts with visualizing. You know, obviously, we got to put in the work. So we're not just going to wake up one day and then everything is shifted and changed for us. So we got to start with the thoughts and with what we see. Visualization. That's the only way. That's the only way to get the ball rolling. There, peace, what's happening? That's the only way to truly get the ball rolling. And then after that, now we're focusing on the process. Again, those day-to-day steps, those daily steps. That's going to push you closer to that goal. You know, visualize it. Like I talked about in the fitness space, if you have a fitness goal, visualization is key. All of the people that work out talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If you a dude and you want your arms to grow, when you at the gym and you working out, looking in the mirror, work out in that tank top. Every time you curl, visualize those biceps growing. CT Fletcher, my man, he said, I command you to grow. He used to talk to his muscles when he was training them. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You talk to them. You visualize them. This stuff may appear to be crazy and weird, but it works. It's effective. It's efficient. Do them. Do these things, man. Talk to yourself. Get yourself through that situation by speaking out loud. Visualize it. Like, man, I want my arm to grow. Visualize that arm growing. Stare at it while you're doing those curls, man. Stare at it before you do the curls and just visualize it being a little bit bigger. Same with the stomach. Like, man, I need the stomach to go. Visualize it. Visualize it before it goes. Montel, peace, what's happening? Norbit, peace. What's the word? Akuma, peace, what's happening? So you got to use that imagination. What they say, the mind is a terrible thing to waste, man. That mind is very powerful, you know? So use the power of your imagination. You have the power. You have the power to see things before they happen. You have the power to create these images of yourself before you actually reach that point. Use that power, man. Use that power. Why would you allow that power to lie dormant? You know, if you had a power to visualize yourself accomplishing a goal before you accomplish it, why not do that? Why not do that? My brother Antonio, peace, what's happening? They tell you, man, get acquainted with whatever it is you striving to manifest. Louisiana, peace, what's happening? Not to even be materialistic, but they say, boom, if you got a new car that you want to get, if you got a dream car, they tell you, go test drive that car. You know what I'm saying? Go to the dealership, sit in that car, get acquainted with that car, from the smell to the feel, everything. So then that's gonna make your visualization practice way more effective and efficient. You know, so get in tune with what it is that you want to manifest, so that when you visualize it, it's pinpoint accurate in regards to what you visualize. The sensations and all that good stuff that come along with whatever it is you striving to manifest. Hey, Darlene, I'm telling you, visualize it. Visualize it. When you doing a crunch, look at it like, oh, I got a six-pack. Yeah, it ain't there. It's there, but it's there, but it's not there type deal. Visualize it. Boom. Every rep. Visualize it. Talk to them. Talk to them. Talk to your abs. This is real. This is real life, man. This is real life. This stuff is really effective, man. You talk to yourself. You got to get yourself through it. But I see it more times than enough. The negative self-talk is what we practice for the most part. I see it in the gym all the time. I see it when I'm training people all the time. And that's why I have to neutralize it. Instead of us telling ourselves we can do something, the first thing we start saying is, this too heavy. I can't do this. That's too many reps. This too hard. I don't like this exercise. We don't understand what we're doing. We don't understand what we're doing. We don't understand how detrimental all of that is. You done already lost at that point. Before you even started, you've already taken an L. You've already taken an L. Before the workout starts, you already say, man, this is hard. I don't want to be here. It's too heavy. I got to do all that. You out. Your workout is not going to be as efficient as it should be because you already start speaking negatively. So yeah, you can do the workout, but it's not going to be as effective and efficient as it would have been if you looked at that workout and said, let's get it. We about to put in some work. People don't understand that. People think just because they went through some motions that the workout was effective and efficient. Now, your mindset is everything, just like your intentions are everything. You got to have the right mindset. You got to have the right intentions when you are working out too. So if you go into that workout dragging and saying you don't want to do this and how hard something is, that's affecting the quality of your workout. You got to go into that workout with a positive mindset in order for you to achieve your goals. And most people don't do that. Most people do not do that. Most people do not do that. So we got to stop being so negative, man. You got to stop being so negative, even if you're going through the motions. Telling you, that's impacting the, just like, listen, it gets so deep that your negative thoughts can impact the quality of the food you consume. That's why they tell you never to eat while you're stressed out. This is how powerful this stuff is. You can eat some healthy food, but if you're stressed out and mentally you in a negative state, guess what? It's affecting the quality of your the quality, not equality. It's affecting the quality of your food. So that food that was once healthy has now become unhealthy because of your mindset, because of your mentality. Your mind is unhealthy, therefore the food that you are consuming is now deemed unhealthy. So it is very important. So why you don't think that that can impact the quality of your workout? You don't want to do it, so guess what? Your form about to probably be trash. Those the quality of your reps. Each rep is about to be garbage because you already said you don't want to do it. And you wonder why your waist is not slimming down. You wonder why your chest not growing. You wonder why your glutes not growing. You wonder why your legs, your quads not growing. Because look at your mindset before you go work out. Seventh wave, let's get it. I do it all the time. Cameron, peace, what's happening? Oh yeah, and speaking of cells, like people don't understand the intelligence that comes with having all the cells that we have. Cells are very intelligent. Very intelligent. They are receptive to what we tell them to do. they are receptive. They are very receptive to what we feed them via the foods and via the thoughts. Straight up. Straight up. And we are made of a lot of cells. And each one of those cells are intelligent. And they communicate with one another based off of what we feed it or feed them. So again, don't sleep on that. Your cells are listening. Your cells are being receptive. Your cells are consuming. So watch what you feed them. God is peace. What's happening? Yeah, magic is over. It's over. I'm telling you. If you walk into the gym, I'm telling you, if you walk into a gym and your mindset is I don't want to be here, this is trash, I don't feel like doing all this, you might as well walk out. You might as well not complete the workout. You might as well just walk out, you might as well leave. Because it's a wrap. Like you about to have a bad quality workout. Just bad. Just don't do that. You got to have a certain mindset. I'm telling you, you have got to have this mindset when you are working out. You got to have this mindset when you're doing anything. Because again, that negative mindset can impact the quality of whatever it is that you are doing. So you got to have a positive mindset when you are striving to accomplish something. Point blank. You know, and I've seen people sabotage their results, man. I've seen it. And they wonder why their body is not doing what it needs to do. They wonder why their circumstances are not changing at the rate in which they would like. It's your mindset. I'm telling you, like after like 80 to 90% of the world, just negative, 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 negative. Whether it be on the surface or whether it be deep down. But 80 to 90% of the people that you're gonna come across, negative. Just negative, man. And that's why I don't like to be around a lot of people because I don't want to be around that negativity, that toxicity. Even when people think they're not negative, a lot of times they be negative because they entertain the negativity. They entertain the toxicity. That's being negative in and of itself. We can't say you are what you eat and then neglect that aspect of it. You consuming a bunch of negative media and you think that's not impacting you? Nikki, peace, what's happening? Eric Smith, peace, what's happening? Antonio, for sure, 100%. Or be in a Zen state, you know, either mad or be in that Zen state. Either one. But man, it's a lot of negative people out here in the mix, and it's hard dealing with that when you striving to, you know what I'm saying, neutralize your mind. You know, so one of the things I strive to avoid overly negative people. I'm talking about people that it seem like make it their duty to let you know something negative. Like just go out their way to let you know something negative. Let you know why something is not going to work. Let you know why something is not working. Like I don't have time for that. Like I don't have time for that. Like I don't have time to involve myself in whatever the masses are involving themselves in if it's something toxic. Why would I do that? Back in the day, I used to do that. That used to get my blood pressure high. So to this day, like I don't understand that. Like I don't understand people that overly indulge in a bunch of nonsense, mainstream wise, if it's not conducive to your overall growth and development, your health and fitness, whatever. Because I didn't been there, done that. It doesn't make you feel good to be going back and forth, debating with people online about something that don't even make any sense, about people that don't even care about you. Man, that gets your blood pressure. That gets your blood pressure rising. It's not a good feeling. So I'm like, nah, I'm done dealing with that. I'm done debating with people about some mainstream gossip and nonsense. I ain't got time for that. I'm not about to sabotage my health doing that. Like, no. But that's what people are doing. That's what people tend to do. I don't care how hard it is. You must learn to go against that grain, go against that wave of negativity and toxicity. You must learn to do it. It's good for your health, man. It's great for your health. It's great for your blood pressure, man. Great for your heart. Great for your mind. Great for anxiety, things like that, man. When you able to see a bunch of people talking about something and it don't bother you and you just focus on something else, like man, you elevating in life. You at that point you officially evolving. When you see everybody talking about something, they're getting riled up and you don't even really care, it's not bothering you. And you focusing on what you want to focus on. That's when that right there is a true sign of growth. Like, oh, what they talking about over there? And you see, like, oh, okay, cool. I don't want to engage in that. So let me go back over here and focus on my health or something. It takes a strong person not to get wrapped up in what everybody else is wrapped up in. It takes a strong person to not get involved. You know, not get involved in all of that, man. It takes a strong individual. It takes a strong individual. Because we let a lot of trivial nonsense, man, get us riled up. Get us riled up, man. We allow it to happen. Notice I said we allow it to happen because you allowing that to happen. But we blame everybody else, but you are allowing it to happen. That's on you. You gave them permission to get you riled up. Louisiana for sure. And that's really what it is. And that's what I realized. Like at the end of the day, I realized I really don't care what somebody thinks, you know? Like back in the day, if I was to make a post on social media and somebody disagreed or multiple people disagreed, I'm commenting and I'm responding to everybody who disagreed with me. Now, I may respond to one person, I may not. 95% of the time, I'm not going to respond because now I don't really care. I said what I said, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I don't have no point to prove to anybody. I said something that I said that I felt like I wanted to say, so therefore I said it, and now we're gonna leave it at that. Roderick Davis, peace, appreciate that cash out, appreciate it. But yeah, I said what I said, and that's that. I'm not out here to prove anything to anybody, man. Like I'm at a point now in my life, man, with all the books that I post, references that I bring up. When I say something, if you haven't read any book that I've recommended, tapped into any source that I've provided, then I don't really care. I don't care to be going back and forth with you because I feel like I supply the people with more than enough information to fact check things that I'm saying. but people don't want to do the work. They just want to debate with me like I don't give people millions of sources. Man, I don't know how many books I've posted on social media and shared with people over the years, but it's a lot. So every time people say something to me in reference or in regards to them disagreeing with something that I've said, I'm like, dude, come on. Have you read anything that I've ever recommended and suggested? If the answer is no, stop talking. Stop talking to me. Because this is where I'm getting this information from. I'm not just making things up. I don't do that. Dean, peace, what's happening? Antonio, for sure. Like I said, it takes a strong person to ignore it. Or it takes a strong person to be like, I'm not familiar with such and such or the situation, therefore I don't have much to say. And then boom, dropping it. Literally, that's what I did. About 10 minutes ago, when somebody asked me about the situation. I don't have a strong opinion on that because I wasn't tapped in. So therefore it's dropped. It's done. I ain't about to sit here and do things for clicks and views and shock value. I'm not familiar with it. I talk about what I'm familiar with, what I'm passionate about. That's it. That's all. We striving to uplift. We striving to elevate. That's it. And then on top of some of that, we striving to expose. And when I say expose, I'm not striving to expose my peoples. I'm not striving to expose black women, black men, none of that. I'm striving to expose a wicked system. So that's all that we doing: uplifting, elevating, empowering, and then we exposing. We exposing the system. That's it. Life is simple. At least it should be, but we complicate it. Louisiana, exactly, man. People looking for reactions, and we live in the world of going viral. So that's it. Everybody, we rushing to do things because, man, if I talk about this, then I'm gonna get people to share and talk all that type of stuff, man. We trying to go viral, so it's like it's not even that serious. Like it's not that serious, man. Like I said, I'm focusing on what I need to accomplishing what I need to accomplish in this life before it's over with. That's what I'm focused on. All this time that I'm wasting on somebody else, on these trivial topics, that's time I could have been utilizing to further evolve. Like, seriously. Just think about all the time. Just think about it. And I realized this when I was going back and forth with people on Facebook back in the day. Just think about all the time that you are dedicating and committing to going back and forth with somebody. Man, before you know it, you have wasted hours going back and forth with a person. And when I say hours, I'm not just talking about hours that you spend typing up a response. It's how it's occupying space in your mind. When you allow somebody, or when you allow what somebody has said on social media to bother you to the point where you're thinking about it for hours. Like, it's bothered you. Like, somebody says something that you didn't agree with on social media and you can't stop thinking about it. It shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way, man. That's not healthy. That's not healthy, man. That is not going to contribute to your health. That's going to contribute to the decline of your health, mentally and physically. Marcel, peace, for sure. For sure. Man, we always recommended books, man. I got a few books right here, man. These some memoirs. Here go a book right here, Walking Miracle. If you're familiar with Ryan Shazier, the football player, man, he had a severe spinal injury back in the day, like about 2017 or 2018, 2017, one of those years, man. And he had like a 20% chance to walk, man. And this talks about his journey, man, from suffering that severe spinal injury and having the possibility of not being able to walk again to walking. So hey, go grab that, man. It's a quick read. It's motivational. It's inspirational. Sometimes we need to just read joints like this, man, so that you can analyze it and be like, man, there's always somebody out here that got it worse than I do. It's always somebody that's struggling a little worse than me. It's always somebody that's going through something that I couldn't fathom dealing with. you know. So a lot of times I like to read about people, man, just autobiographies, memoirs, biographies, and things like that, just to see the trials and tribulations that other people then went through, you know, and how they overcame the obstacles. Like in this book, he talks about the obstacle being the way and things like that. That's what it is. Don't view them as like obstacles. View them as opportunities. You know, opportunities to grow, develop, get stronger. Things like that, man. It's important. Like the mindset, it always sound cliche and cheesy, but it is what it is. We got to keep talking like this, man, until more people start implementing these simple strategies. Until more people start shifting that mindset, man. Like a lot of people view self-help things as like cheesy and corny, but man, it's like seriously, that stuff can be helpful if you utilize it, if you put it into motion. Doors, Garden, Peace, what's happening? E. Smith, yeah, always. I'm telling you, your situation could always be worse. And I'm telling you, you don't have to look too far to find somebody that's in a position that's way worse than your current position. I didn't been there, done that. The moment I'm thinking about complaining about my problems, I come across somebody that's struggling 100 times worse than me. And I'm like, all right, cool, never mind that. Let me keep it pushing. Now, that's not to say like my problems are not problems. It's just to say, okay, I'm thankful for the problems I have. Like I'm thankful for my problems compared to compared to such and such problems. You know, so that's how you got to view that situation, man. But it doesn't take long. You don't have to travel too far to see somebody that's going through something way worse than what you're going through. So be thankful, be grateful. And I'm grateful for the problems that I have, man. Again, they give me the opportunity to prove my strength or to get stronger. And that's how we got to view those joints, man. That's how we got to view what we call obstacles, trials, tribulations, hurdles, all of that, man. That's how we got to view those things in life, man. You're gonna overcome it. You're gonna conquer it, but it starts with your mind. Like I can tell you that 100 times, but if you don't believe that for yourself, if you don't know that for yourself, then nah, it's not gonna happen. Marcel, for sure. I'm working on a book right now, man. I'm working on a book right now. Like I said, I'm about to start dropping these books. About to start going crazy with them, man. But I just started typing up my book yesterday, so I'm in the process of it. Y'all know I work fast when it comes to the books, so I'm working on the book right now. I'm working on a book that's dealing with fasting. So we're gonna talk about fasting. I'm gonna get y'all on that fasting tip based off of the research and experiences that I've witnessed, you know, and that I've studied and things like that, man. So I'm working on a book on fasting. I feel like that's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna give y'all the facts. Gonna break down some myths in regards to fasting. Doors Garden, appreciate it. Oh yeah, get up, get out, get some. One of my favorite songs, man. CeeLo say, man, I don't recall ever graduating at all. Sometimes I feel I'm just a disappointment to y'all. Like that's my song, man. That's my song. That's my song. Well, yeah, shout out E for that, man. That's my song. I'm gonna go listen to that after this joint. But that's my song. Zoe, peace. What's happening? Yeah, Zoe, I'm working on a book on fasting, man. I'm gonna break some things down about fasting. It's a lot that I've learned over the past few months about fasting, and I'm gonna put it into book form for the people. But yeah, it's a lot of things that I've learned over a few months just from studying fasting, man. Like things are lining up. Kingra on Amazon. I got my one book on Amazon right now, man. You type in my name, Eric Bell, and then you type in Inner Mask, INNERMASK. That book should come up. And I'm gonna put this book on that joint too. Now I may get away from Amazon because I like to do my thing solo dolo and get my website back up and running and just do things directly from the website. But for now, I'm doing it through Amazon. But we finna put these books out, man. We got some education to get out to the people. So we finna talk about fasting, man. Some very important things that I want to put in this book about fasting that a lot of people don't be understanding, you know. And my studies just confirmed a lot of things that I kind of already knew, but I had to get that confirmation via the research, because people like to ask about your sources and where did you learn that from. They don't want to just hear you talk about your experience. So I got the experience along with the education. So fasting is that joint. That's another thing too. When you practicing visualization, hey, do it in that fasted state. Do it in the fasted state. Like I said, if you got something, that's why, man, we got it in our lessons. You studying religions, they talk about fasting and praying, fasting and meditating, like they talk about it. Fasting and visualizing. Like, this is key. When you fast, I'm telling you, it clears the mind, it brings clarity to the mind. So it makes it easier to visualize when you are in a fasted state. See, when you eat these heavy foods, when you eat these toxic foods, then the mind becomes heavy. The mind becomes dull. It's hard to become creative. It's hard to be creative. It's hard to be creative with a heavy mind. It's hard to be creative with a toxic mind. So when you eating all these heavy foods and your digestive system is overworking, it's hard for you to sit down and focus. It's hard for you to concentrate. That's why when I used to take tests back in the day, I would do it without eating, because I was able to focus. You eat the wrong foods before you got to take an important test, it's hard for you to focus. It's hard for you to remember the answers. People used to always wonder how I was flying through college. It was like, man, I started learning some things about fasting. I'm going into this class. I'm like, man, I haven't eaten anything, so my mind is sharp. I'm remembering everything I just studied. I'm remembering everything. Like, that was the key to my memory. Because again, when you taking tests, that's memory. So I was like, all right, cool. I need my mind to be at its best, at its peak. So therefore, I'm not gonna eat. I'm not gonna make my body do any extra work while I need to memorize these answers. That was one of my keys. A lot of people didn't believe me. I was like, man, I'm gonna take this test on a fasted state. I'm not gonna eat. Everybody else eating breakfast before they go to these classes. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna drink this water. I'm gonna go take this test. I guarantee you I'm gonna pass it. Guarantee you I'm gonna remember everything I need to remember. So when I had important things to do, I'm like, I ain't gonna eat. I ain't eating at all. Forget that. Like, no, I got a test, man, so I ain't finna eat. That used to be my strategy. Worked every time. Worked like a charm. Oh, Marcel, that book is peace. Yeah. That book is peace for sure. Louisiana for sure. And and I thought about it too. I was like, that. Now, I don't know all the books on fasting, but I'm like, man, all the books I got on fasting, they not written, none of them are written by a black person, let alone a black man. So I'm like, man, I don't know too many black men that have written a book on fasting. And I'm talking about the whole book is dedicated to fasting. Now you have books written by black men that include fasting, but I'm talking about a whole book on fasting, like How to Eat to Live includes fasting, but the whole book is not really about fasting. It's just how to eat to live. So I'm gonna talk about fasting, like everything about fasting. It's gonna be dedicated to fasting, not something that just includes fasting. So yeah, I'm like, man, we gotta put more books out, you know what I'm saying, and on certain subjects. And that's what I'm striving to do. And I'm not about to walk around waiting for the world to give me credentials to say, okay, now you can talk about this. Like, nah, we researching, we experimenting, we can talk about it, we can write about it. I could put a book out about anything I want to put a book out on, as long as I'm doing proper research. So that's how I feel, man. I can put a book out about whatever I want to put a book out about, because I feel like, man, I study everything under the sun. What they say, I study life around me. So we dealing with life. Fasting is a part of life. We striving to be life experts around here. We not focused on one. Like, when you look at our ancestors, some of our most powerful ancestors, they wasn't just one thing. Man, you will come across an ancestor. That dude would have been a physician, a poet, a philosopher, a lawyer. It would have been all things in one. So what they have done in society today is limit us or make us feel limited. Like, you got to focus on this one thing. You got to be, if you're going to be a trainer, then that's all you can be. If you're gonna be a lawyer, then that's all you can be. Our ancestors didn't rock like that. Our ancestors didn't rock. We had ancestors that did a lot of, like, I'm talking about a lot of powerful things. Like, you a physician and you a historian and you a healer. Like, you a poet. You all these things. It's one person. Only in society today they make us feel like we got to call ourselves one thing and we can't do all these other things at the same time. No. TR, peace, what's happening? Like, nah, we gonna talk about fasting. Then we could walk. We can turn back around and we could talk about something dealing with history. Then we could write a novel if we want to. We can do all that. Then there we go. You know, fruit. That's all I can tolerate in the morning for the most part, and probably some seeds or whatever. Doors Guard, what'd you say? I'm scared of dropping too much weight from fasting. And see that, and that's one thing I also want to clear up too. That's one thing I want to talk about. You know, depending on where you at, depending on what your goals are, I'm gonna talk about who should be fasting versus who shouldn't be fasting. And then I'm gonna talk about the whole losing too much weight, because the smaller you are, now if you real small, like you real petite, you shouldn't be fasting in the first place, or at least you don't need to be fasting, especially for no extended period of time. But the people who gonna lose the weight the fastest in the beginning are the people that weigh the most. So like when you get to a certain weight, you're not gonna lose as much, and then you really don't need to fast for an extended period. You know, like 3 days max, or you can do a 7 day joint, as one of the books recommended. Do a 7 day fast every 2 to 3 months. When you do a 7 day juice fast every 2 to 3 months, you're not gonna lose as much as you think. Then once you start eating again, like the weight gonna come back. You know, if you're not striving to lose that much. Now, if you're doing it for weight loss, different ball game. But if you're doing it just for the health benefits, like, yeah, you're gonna drop a few pounds, and some of it is gonna be water weight. But as soon as you start back eating, like eating on a regular basis, you're gonna put the weight right back on. And then if you working out with it, then it's gonna be muscle, things like that. So I just want to clear up some things like that too, because I've done plenty of fasts, and I'm not the biggest dude in the world. I've done plenty of fasts, and I put my weight right back on once I start eating. Yeah, I've done 5 day fasting. I've done 7 day fast as long as I did. Yeah, I lost weight, but as soon as I start eating, put the weight right back on. You know, and I put it on the right way. I didn't just put on put on pounds of fat and things like that. I put on pounds of muscle, so I did it the right way. So that's not really anything that you should be worried about. Like I said, unless you too small. You know, if you 100 pounds or 110 pounds, you might not need to be fasting. You might could do a 24-hour joint and be good. But like a lot of people be going on extended fast, but don't really be needing to. You know, so that's another thing too. So we gonna build on that, but I'm gonna build on that in the book though. So I can clear a lot of that up. Kev, peace, what's happening? Let's get it. Let's get it in, man. I was working out earlier. I definitely tapped into the gym earlier, man. I had to do some deadlifting. Cool, man. Yeah, for the most part, that's what's happening. And TR, it's metabolism, and then your body. So we have a set weight. Like your body gonna get to a point to where I don't want to say it gets satisfied. You know, so we got that set weight that our body likes to be at. You know, so it's a certain weight that you will have to take drastic measures for you to like get severely beneath that. You know, so once your body gets to that point, it's like it ain't gonna take you nothing to really get back to that. Like if I like right now, my body is at a point where like I don't really want to be too much smaller than this. So like when I fast, yeah, I'm gonna lose some weight, but then when I eat, I put that weight right back on. But yeah, that metabolism definitely at a point is slow. I'm gonna clear some things up about that. Yeah, I'm gonna clear some things up about metabolism and fasting, because people think that it slows down when you're doing certain fasts, but it actually speeds it up. And your metabolism speeding up actually helps you again eliminate body fat. See, a lot of people don't understand that too. Body fat. Like you can essentially lose body fat, but not lose any weight because you could be preserving your muscle and things like that. But I'm gonna break some of these things down though. Norbit, man, I don't too much care for those surgeries like that. Um, I've seen a lot of people die from complications of these surgeries, man, and I don't really too much care for them. I always recommend people do things or at least attempt to do things the natural way first. I just hate it when people attempt to do things the natural way, like lose weight, and then they give it like 2 weeks and claim that it didn't work, and then now they opting for surgery. It's like you gave it 2 weeks. You gave healthy eating 2 weeks to work, and it didn't, and now you're ready for surgery. I don't like that. I always tell people to opt for trying it the natural way. You gain the weight the natural way. You know what I'm saying? You gain the weight the natural way. So give yourself years to try the natural way to lose the weight. Doris Gordon, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so like, okay, so then you cool. So yeah, like my body typically stays within the same range, even if I'm like fasting or whatever the case may be. Now, again, I don't need to I don't need to go on no 7-day fast. Like I don't need to do that. But I can go 24 hours and be good. Like I can do a 24-hour fast and I might lose 3-4 pounds, but then the moment I start eating, I'm gonna put the 3 or 4 pounds right back on. I don't need to go on no extended fast unless I had some type of health condition that I was really striving to reverse, or I just wanted to do it for disciplinary reasons. But you don't really like technically need to do that. And but a juice fast is definitely beneficial though. Or you could do like smoothies and things like that. So you still supplying your body with like calories and nutrients. Honestly, I recommend those more so than just going strictly water if you're doing an extended fast. Like I recommend doing juice fast or like a smoothie fast or like a raw food fast or something like that. Marcel, let's get it. There we go. Kuma, fasting helps with everything. I got these books talk about curing. I don't even want to say that because he said he talking about cure, but they talk about how they had schizophrenic patients and how they put them on a fast and the schizophrenia left. So this is how powerful fasting is, man. I got two books that talk about having schizophrenic patients, putting them through fasting techniques, and the schizophrenia left. It's cured. It's gone. So it helps with everything, man. Whatever situation you're dealing with, fasting helps with 100%. So definitely it's gonna help the organs. That's by default. Marcel for sure, man. When I'm in the aisle, Patrick, peace, what's happening? When I'm in the aisle reading some ingredients, reading the back of the food, everybody looking at me like I done lost my mind. Like a black man can't be educated to the point where he's sitting here reading the ingredients. Like, oh, some dude tripping. Big Smooth said it take 3 weeks to form a habit. Hey, that's you know what I'm saying. That's also subjective too. Like it just hey, some people it takes a day for them to like shift things. Some people it might take them 3 months. You know, that's why we visualize. You know, that's why we visualize. I just visualize. What are you striving to achieve? What are you striving to accomplish? You got to see it. You got to think it, see it. As they say, believe it. I don't say believe. I say know. You know what I'm saying? You got to think it, see it, know it. And then there it is. Just that simple. Write it down too. You know, that's also beneficial. So think it, see it, know it, write it down. There it is. simple formula, but how many people practice it? Kev, what you say? I did fasted cardio and then started lifting. Does cardio before or after you lift help with getting cut and defined? Really, either or. I would say, honestly, it depends on how you lifting. But I would say this is one thing too. If you striving to burn more fat, this is what they tell you. So if you lifting weights for about an hour, hour 30 minutes, if you really want to tap into burning that fat, they say do your cardio after that. Do like 20, 30 minutes of cardio after you hit the weights. You know, that's something that they recommend to really tap in. So pretty much once you already exhausted from lifting the weights, do that cardio then. But you can even make weightlifting cardio by doing like hitting circuits and things like that. That's how I pretty much train people. So the cardio is the workout. You getting strength training in, you getting your cardio in all in one workout by doing circuits. Bruce Lee was big on circuits, but Bruce Lee also did a lot of cardio too, a lot of running, like interval type of running. Bruce Lee was just sick with it, you know. But I typically, yeah, I typically would do cardio like in the fastest state on like non-lifting days. Big Smooth, lifting is only bad for your joints when you do them improperly because they can have the opposite effect on your joints. They beneficial for the joints when done properly. They can prevent osteoporosis and all of that nonsense when done properly. The problem is people do not practice proper form, most notably a lot of dudes. But when you do, and this is what Bruce Lee came across, which is why he added weightlifting to his regimen. A lot of people that was practicing martial arts back then were not lifting weights. Bruce Lee started studying and started incorporating weights, but form is everything. What they say, form follows function, things like that. So when you're doing things with the proper form, you all good. You know, the only injuries I've ever suffered was when I actually played football, but not from like lifting. There's one little situation from lifting, and that was my fault. That was my fault. But you incorporate it all from the calisthenics to the weights. It's just all about the form though. So I would say before you try to lift a bunch of heavy weight, man, master that form with a lighter weight. You'll be good to roll. You ain't got to necessarily be the strongest man on the planet. But adding that resistance, it makes those muscles grow. And when the muscles grow, that protects those bones, man. So it's all good in the hood because you can even injure yourself with calisthenics. A lot of dudes don't do push-ups properly, and now your shoulder messed up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like form is everything. Form is everything. If you're doing anything incorrectly, it's gonna be improper posture. Like this ain't got nothing to do with lifting a weight or calisthenics or none of that. It's just your posture is bad. That right there is tearing you down. So that's what contributes a lot for the most part to bad joints and bad bones and things like that. We have terrible like posture. So we gotta correct that. But yeah, I done been lifting for a very long time, man. So I can tell you the benefits from lifting, but I do it all though. You know, I will do pull-ups, push-ups, all that. I'm a master of that. But I'm not gonna ever not lift because I'm reaping the benefits from that. If I didn't lift, like I wouldn't, yeah. Lifting has definitely helped my joints, my bones, and all that good stuff, man. Especially when I stretch with it. Now that's the part that I neglect for the most part. But you got to make sure you're stretching properly on top of everything, man. You just got to do all of that. Stretching properly, breathing, fueling yourself before and after. Like you got to make sure you're doing all of these things. Because at the end of the day, the recovery is the part where you actually achieve the results. That's where you grow. Recovery while you're resting. Doors Garden, you say, what's your post workout meal? So it depends. for the most part, man, I'm probably gonna eat some bananas or something, like bananas, some sunflower seeds, or something like pumpkin seeds, something like that. Hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are a good source of the protein. If I had access to greens, but for the most part, I don't have access to the greens while I'm working out in the gym. So I just eat me a banana or something and grab me some seeds, and I'm good to roll. Because them hemp seeds had a protein that obviously I would need more of to repair the damage. Because when you're working out, no matter what form of working out you are doing, that's stressing the muscles out. You know, it's a stressful situation. So you grow when you resting. So you got to make sure you properly fuel the muscles so that they can grow and do what they need to do. This is after the workout. So again, whatever workout you're doing, whatever form of exercise you're doing, that's actually supplying stress to the body. No matter what you're doing, whether you lifting weights or body weight, that's a stressful situation. You actually receive the results when you rest. So that's the most important part. What happens after the fact? That's why they always stressing rest. That's why they always stressing it. Let's get it, Kev. Let's get it. Zoe for sure, 100%. Yeah, Marcel, they tell you if you read in the back of something, you can't pronounce them, you can't pronounce the ingredients, don't fool with it. Doris Gordon, man, it's a man. I'm telling you, so many people got uh opinions in regards to the forms when it comes to squat, when it comes to everything for real, but most definitely squat. Man, I don't even follow enough people to tell you who to follow, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. Real simple. It depends on what you want to work for the most part too when it comes to form and squatting. If you want to work more of your hamstrings and your glutes, and you want to take some of the stress or pressure off your knee, then you want to go with a wider stance. If you want to focus more on your quads, your thighs, then you want to have like the regular shoulder width type of stance. Toes pointed slightly outward, and just make sure your knees not going past the toes. Something now where the difference of opinion comes in is how low that you should go. Some people say ass to grass, meaning basically going as low as you like, almost getting your ass to the ground. If you have good knees, that can work. That can work for you. That can work for you. But I'm almost like that 90-degree joint. I don't go below the 90-degree, and it's just as effective. So yeah, sleep is very, very important. I'm already knowing. And then in this, like I have repaired damage, like football damage to like my shoulders and things like that with lifting. You know, lighter weight, just physical like therapy type deal. So debonair, yeah, Charles Glass is that dude. Matter of fact, somebody, my cousin said I look like dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Talking about the locks and all that. Yeah, Kev, there you go. That's definitely good after lifting. Like anything green is beneficial after lifting. Anything. Yeah, anything green. But man, yeah, it's a lot. Miami, peace. What's happening? It's a lot of people that have things to say about squatting. A lot of people. I can tell you one thing. I've never had an injury squatting. My knees are not bad. Like I ain't never had a problem squatting. And my boy Antonio that's on here has seen me squat some of the heaviest weight possible. And I've never had a problem squatting. Like I've never had any injury. I don't have any knee problems. And I squat some massive weight. So I pretty much think I got the form down pat when it comes to squatting. I haven't came close to getting injured squatting. And I will easily put 400 pounds on my back and squat. Problem is a lot of dudes load the bar and they be half squatting. It just be a bunch of nonsense that be going on. Don't be doing those half reps, man. Full range of motion. That's another thing that dudes don't practice. Full range of motion. Full range of motion. Go through the full range of motion. That is very important. If you're not going to do the full range of motion, just don't do it. Full range of motion. Like, I'm not about to cheat myself. If I can't do the full, if I can't go low, if I can't hit that 90-degree mark on that squat, then let me take some weights off. Like, let me take the weight. If I'm bench pressing and I can't tap my chest and pause for a second and then explode up, let me take some of this weight off. It's too heavy. Like, it's too heavy, man. So we don't understand that we live with that ego. In due time, when you master the form, it ain't gonna be nothing before your strength follows that. But you gotta master that form first, man. But our body mechanics are off because we do things improperly. And then we blame, like I said, we incorrectly blame the exercises and say, oh, I don't squat, like squatting is dangerous. No, it's not. Squatting is not dangerous. Nothing dangerous about a squat. It was your form, the way you squatted, that was dangerous, not the squat itself. Same with the deadlift. Same with the bench press. Now, I would say with the bench press, if you get excessive with it, that can tear up your shoulder. You know, we place too much of an emphasis on bench pressing when we don't need to. Bench pressing is really not that important. I'm sorry to break it to you, my brothers, but yeah, bench pressing is not really that important. If you keep bench pressing heavy week in and week out, you're going to eventually mess up your shoulder. Sorry to break it to some of my fellas, but that's what happens. When you overly focus on going heavy on the bench press, like, you eventually tear up your shoulder. So you got to do different exercises for different body parts, man. Change the game up, man. That's how you prevent injury. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I went over my hour, man. I got to get ready to head back to this gym for the second part of my day. Go ahead and put these clients through brutal sessions. Y'all know how we do it. Hey, Doris Gordon, 100 pounds, getting 100 pounds up, that's big. That's big. And I also got to put some more work in on this particular book, man. So I appreciate the comments, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in for the little hour that I had to build. So now I gotta make some moves, man. I'm gonna try to tap back in with y'all. It's probably gonna be a weekend where I ain't gonna be able to tap in as far as streaming. So I'm gonna strive to do some shorter uploads and things like that. I may tap in with y'all again come Monday. So I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be easy. Appreciate the donations that we got via the Cash App and whatnot. Y'all take it easy out here, man. I'll catch y'all on Monday. Enjoy the rest of y'all Friday. I'm out. Peace.